Hello, fellow treasure hunters. The Antique Duo here again. We've got something special for you for the month of September. We'll be reviewing stores from the antiques capital of Georgia in the Walton County town of Monroe. You will need to plan ahead for this trip. Their website lists about 8 stores in the area. We chose 4 of them to look at, probably the 4 biggest and best that we'll be looking at each week in the month of September. If you love old meals that have been turned into more of a modern marketplace, this first spot we're going to be looking at is the place for you. It's called Vintage Revival, and it sits in the historic Monroe Cotton Mills complex. It really gives the whole place a warm industrial backdrop. You'll find thick, long, creaky floors, tall ceilings, and just rows upon rows of booths that really seem to go on forever. You could really get lost in this place, so form a plan to do either rows or quadrants at a time, because you'll miss whole sections or you will get lost. The whole complex is really neat. It has, I think this store kind of anchors it. There's another store down below it we'll be reviewing later in the month. Finding it's easy, 601 South Madison Avenue, Suite 100. We'll put you right at the entrance. Once you're inside, you're met with the basic, classic multi-dealer antique mall layout. Aisles and aisles of vendor booths stocked and restocked with everything from records and cast iron cookware to vintage signs, and lots of architectural salvage, which is really one of the focuses of the store. There's a section called Architectural Alley dedicated to things like raw doors, window panes, barnwood, timbers, and lots of similar type salvage. So maybe if you're rehabbing a farmhouse or staging a photo shoot, or maybe you just like that old, those old materials, it's definitely a section you'll not want to miss in the store. Other things you'll find: furniture, primitive to mid-century, lots of refinished pieces, lots of craft type pieces, home decor, lamps, mirrors, quilts, blankets, seasonal displays. A lot of your smaller collectibles as well: enamelware, Pyrex, glassware, toys, sports cards, really just a little bit of everything. I mentioned vinyl records earlier. There's several places you can dig there. There's little boutiques in there. There's vintage clothing booths in there. And again, the salvage and hardware, including even smaller things like drawer pulls, hinges, shutters, maybe just that odd kind of piece you're looking for to finish out some project. Because it is a multi-vendor place, prices will vary. You'll find bargains, you'll find sales. We found one that had 90% off. In the back corner there was a 75% off section, so just be on the lookout for that. There's lots of larger, expensive type things there as well, so part of the fun in shopping there is just comparing and contrasting the different things you'll find in the booths as you go from place to place. There's lots of on-site parking when you get there. There are very nice public restrooms. We were there on a hot day. It was very cool inside. They've got a section up front with seating and a coffee pot, so maybe the wife is still looking and you're done. There's certainly a place for those husbands to go to up there. Really an overall friendly kind of family vibe to the whole place, though. A couple things you'll want to do to maximize your trip to Revival Antiques. You will want to make sure, or Vintage Revival, sorry. You will make sure you block out some real time. This is a very large space. I would think at a minimum of 2 hours if you're a fast browser, probably more like 3 to 4 if you like to touch a lot of things. If you buy large things, I read they do deliveries and hold, so you can check into that. They have a great social media page you can check out to see if there's anything new, anything special going on there. I think they have certain types of events throughout the year. Lots of booths are decorated seasonally. We were there as booths and places were getting ready for fall, so you could already see that. There were even some vendors there redecorating their booths. We've been there at Christmas time as well, and it's a wonderful atmosphere then. Bottom line, Vintage Revival Antiques is really a destination place for you. Plan a trip, plan a half a day even. The historic mill atmosphere sets a beautiful stage, lots of vendor mix. You'll certainly discover different things from booth to booths. Again, if you're looking for salvage type things, if you're a do-it-yourselfer or a designer maybe even, there's lots of things for you to dig through. So if you're going through Walton County, this really needs to be your anchor stop. It is really worth it. It's a great place to stop. Again, it's called Vintage Revival, and it sits at 601 South Madison Avenue, Suite 100 in Monroe, Georgia. It's open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6, open Sundays 12 to 6, and closed on Monday. So until next week, Antique Duo here signing off.